Hey friends, so I'm going to do a story time, maybe once a week, because I love reading children's books, and I have so many to share. This one's called The Nutcracker. It was my children's favorite book. It was Christmas Eve all day long. Clara and her brother Fritz had waited for the moment when the drawing room doors would open and they would see the Christmas tree. At least it was time. Clara's godfather, Dr. Drosselmeyer, flung open the doors. Candles burned brightly on the huge fir tree. Glass ornaments, gingerbread men, and sweet plums hung from the branches. And here's the tree. One by one, the children opened their presents. Fritz got a jack-in-the-box. And in the box, fine toy soldiers. There's a duck in this one. And for Clara's, there was a carved wooden sleigh. Ooh, look at that. A pair of Harley Quinn and Columbine dolls, and a beautiful doll's palace in its own garden. There's the Harley Quinn dolls. And here's the Jack-in-the-Box. And in here is a wardrobe with doll clothes. And the huge palace is right here. And you can look in each one of the windows. And there's people in some of them. There's a person with a turkey, a maid. It's just super cute. All of these you can open. Clara saved her godfather's present for last. It was a nutcracker shaped like a little wooden man. Dr. Drosselmeyer was surely the best toy maker in Nuremberg. Here is the Nutcracker. Late that night, Clara was awakened by the scampering of tiny feet. She followed the sound down the stairs to the drawing room. Mice! Mice fighting everywhere. The toys fought hard, but were losing the battle until the Nutcracker bravely attacked the terrifying Mouse King. And there is the Mouse King, and they're fighting. And over here is a little doll poking out, and toy soldiers. And here's a clock with a mouse in here, going back and forth. And there is an owl, the clock. And behind here is another mouse. And this has been worn a lot, so this one is a little bit fragile because there are mice coming up from the floor, but a lot of wear and tear on that part. And a little house, Noah's Ark. The mice vanished as if magic, and the Nutcracker changed into a handsome young man. "I am the Nutcracker Prince," he said. "You have saved my life, Clara. Let me take you to my kingdom." The prince led Clara to a carved wooden sleigh. He tucked a rug under or around her knees, and they whirled away to an enchanted land of frost and snow. So here is a hole for them to move. And this turns into an owl here, and a deer comes out. Another little flap. Little mousey in a nest. And little rabbit poking through. Sugar plums and lemon drops grew on the trees, and the leaves were made of spun sugar. In the distance, through the trees, Clara saw a magnificent palace. They swept in through the gates and went inside. Let's go in the palace. Open the gates. And there is the palace. In the great hall, a ball was taking place. Clara and the prince watched the Russian, Chinese, and Spanish dancers. Clara clapped her hands when the sugar plum fairy pirouetted into the hall. Hers was the loveliest dance of all. And here is the Russian dancers. disappears, the ballerina pirouetting into the hop. Do it once more. There's this pirouetting. Spanish dancers. Maybe the Chinese dancers up here. A gust of wind blew Clara's curtains open. Over the sound of sleigh bells, a faraway voice could just be heard. Goodbye, Clara. Sweet dreams. Who should that be? It's Dr. Drosselmeyer. Sometimes they call him Herr Drosselmeyer. Sometimes they call Clara Maria too. Just changes depending on the story and who wrote it, I guess. As the last stars faded from the sky, the palace, the prince, and the dancers disappeared, and Clara was asleep in her own bed, the toy Nutcracker on her pillow. And guess what you see here? What's that? It's the sleigh with the horse. And also an owl and the moon. So was it really a dream? I don't think so. What do you think?